Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today I've got something quite special because it's a new line, but it's a new line from people who have already done something, because you do remember I had shown you those figures from HIYA in China about the Star Trek 2009 movie, and they've done quite a few. I mean, there's Kirk, Spock, McCoy, there's Scotty, Chekhov, Sulu. There's supposed to be a Pike from the movie, and also Kinsa and the little engineer, and Ambassador Spock and Nero. I mean, not all of them are out. Only 5 or 6 of them are out for the moment. But still, it's a line that is actually growing, and it's a very, very cool line in the 375 scale. But I had been talking for a while about a new line, which was a line of 6 inches figure with real clothes and stuff. And as it happens, I've received the first figures, and I'm surprised because, well, this is the blister for the 3.75 figure. This is the box for the 6 inches figures. I mean, we knew that the 6 inches figure were going to be deluxe 6 inches figures, a bit like the Mesco 112 figures, for example, which are quite expensive. And it's basically along those lines. I mean, it's the same kind of price range, and I expect it's exactly the same kind of figures. So I didn't expect that. I expected something with a blister and not a huge box. So I've received 3 of them. We do have Kirk, we do have Spock. As you can see, it's the same box, and we do have also McCoy. But all 3 boxes are the same. We're going to check them all, but I think that once you've seen one of them, you will have seen all 3 of them. So what I will probably do is do a full unboxing on the first one, and then for the 2 others, we'll try and do it a bit faster. So anyway, so this is the new 6 inches. What is it called? Exquisite. They do have a very odd name. Exquisite Super Series. It's a high-end action figure collection for in the 112 scale. It is dedicated to perfecting every detail on design, ensuring an unparalleled level of quality and realism. In the back, you do have 2 pictures of the characters. So of course, it means that, of course, Spock has Spock in the back and McCoy has McCoy in the back. But otherwise, I mean, they do have the name of the character on the side and on the other side, and you do have Star Trek logo at the top, Star Trek logo at the bottom. So we're going to slide this, and lo and behold, inside that sleeve we do have a box. So the box is basically, it's a starry nightscape, spacescape. You do have the Star Trek logo, and that's it. So I expect that all 3 boxes will be the same. So we open that beautiful box. I'm actually amazed at how good this is, and this is what's inside. So you do have the figure. You do have quite a few hands and accessories. It looks like there's some extra heads, and there's more stuff, like probably a stand. We're going to open all that. We did have those little pieces in the 3.75 figures to actually link the different bases together. I'm not sure I'm just showing you the base, and I'm not sure I'm going to show them. So that's basically the basic base. There is an extra thing here which I think is to give them multiple, I don't know what it's for. Maybe it's to put the accessories or maybe to do things a bit differently. Oh, and you do have this that opens as a box, and inside you do have a little plastic baggie. So basically it means you can put all the extra accessories, and actually maybe that goes in there. No, that doesn't, but you can actually use that as a stand if you prefer. So that's actually, I wouldn't say a strange way of doing it, but at least it's there if you want to use them. That's actually pretty cool. So, and I know that you'd rather see the figure than the base, but we've seen what the base is like, and I'm going to show you. It looks actually not bad. It's got very odd, I think the head looks ever so slightly small, but here we go. I mean the sculpt is absolutely beautiful. So that's actually pretty cool. So the boots are molded, but basically the trousers are closed, the tunic is closed, and of course it's got multiple articulation. It does look a bit weird because it seems like he's a bit stuck, like he's got no neck, but I suppose it may be because the costume isn't in place exactly. So, but anyway, here we go. That is the first one. I mean, that sculpt is really very, very good. So it's got 1 point of articulation here. We do have the quite a few actually. Is it on a pivot? Yes, it is. So you do have a ball articulation for the elbow. We do have a waist articulation. We do have the knee. I don't know if the knee is double jointed. Oh, and we do have the boot. I thought the boot was molded, but no, the boot isn't molded. As you can see, it's moving. So here we go. The does have is belt, which is rubberized, and so you can actually put all the accessories, or some of them at least, in the in his belt. So it looks really cool. It does have a strange neck, and maybe the head looks ever so slightly too small compared to, it's got big hands, but it's not too bad. I expected far worse when I saw far worse. I expected nothing that detailed when I pre-ordered them. Let's see what the other heads are like, because we do have extra heads here, which are all in tissue paper. So we do have a smiling head, because that's the serious head. We do have a smiling head here, and we'll see. I keep losing though. Well, you know by now that I always lose half of the accessories while I'm doing the unboxing anyway. So let's see what the third one is. It an angry one? It's another sort of serious look. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's another head. Let's see it as it says. It's another head. So we could try and see if it's easy to change the head. Looks like it's easy to remove the head. So let's give him the smiley head, for example, and we're going to see how easy it is to actually change it. And the answer to that question is it's not that easy. I always like to test those things because in some cases it's fairly easy to actually change the heads and all that. Here you go. It's a bit harsh, but here you go. The problem is, of course, I have to put back all his clothing in place because of course we disturb everything. So here you go. I'm thinking that the problem I'm having with this is that because there is the double thickness of the fabric, that's why it looks a bit odd. It's a nice figure. I mean, as I said, don't get me wrong, but it looks a bit hunched because of the way it is. So, but maybe that's just me not being very good at at sorting this. But here you go. So we do have Kirk, and of course he comes with what I'm going to do is and of course I've already lost one of the accessories. This is the series of accessories that it comes with. So first of all is we do have, and I mean those things are tiny. I'm not going to get all the hands out, but there's plenty. This is the ship, a model of Kirk's father's ship. I mean, how tiny is that? We do have, of course, let me try and see if I can make sure that I'm afraid of losing them because they're so tiny. So as I was saying, we do have Kirk's father's ship. We do have an apple because he actually eats an apple when he is on the bridge. We do have a tricorder, which I don't think opens or anything. We do have a communicator. We do have is there anything? Oh yes, we do have a flask of alcohol, and we do have, of course, a phaser. So that's all the accessories, and there's something like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 hands as well, which are different type of hands. Like you do have the phaser grabbing hand here. You do have that hand, which is very weird, which I think is probably the hand to eat the apple. So they've done really a cool thing with that. It's just I find that more and more you get a lot of accessories that you don't quite know what to do with. But here we go. We do have Mr. Captain Kirk here, and he looks superb. I'm going to try and see if I can put some of his accessories in his pockets, because I mean there are some pockets on his belt. So let's see if I can do something with that. Yes, I managed to put this, and I managed to need to try and find a way to put his phaser so that we can see what he looks like. So here you go. You do have the phaser on one side and the communicator on the other side. So it looks actually pretty decent. I mean, the only thing really that looks weird is the way the shoulders are showing, and I think it's because there's some folds in the clothing or something, and that's why it looks a bit odd. But it looks really quite good so far. So what we're going to do is, because we've got quite a few of those, we've got 3 of those figures, we're going to open the other ones. We're going to give him back his original head, which was easier to put. One thing that I didn't say, that this is actually a plastic bit and not printed. They could have printed it, and you do have a bit of the design in the tunic. I mean, if you can see that, but he looks really good. I mean, that's really a very good likeness. So I'm actually quite nicely surprised with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put away those things, and we're going to actually check the other figures, but maybe we'll be going a bit faster because what we really want to check is the likeness. Otherwise it's going to be the same kind of toy. So here we go with Spock. So Spock, same thing, you do have the same box. On the back you do have two images of Spock. We're going to slide this out, and of course we're going to have the same box. The box, once we open it, we do have exactly the same as before. Oh, it looks really good. I mean, I haven't shown you yet, but that is once again a very good likeness. And actually, as you will notice, it doesn't appear to have the same hunch issue as the other one. So I'm thinking it's just the clothing that needs to be reorganized. It still looks like it's got big hands and a smaller head, but that sculpt is absolutely fantastic. That's a great sculpt of Zachary Quinto. We do have, of course, the silica gel, which we don't care about. We're going to see what the accessories. I'm not going to take the accessories out because but you do have a communicator, you do have a phaser. We've got quite a few hands, including, of course, a live long and prosper hand right here. And we do have a transparent tablet, I suppose. So it's a clear tablet with a handle. So that's the accessories, but as I said, we're not going to bother with the accessories. But we want to see what the other heads are. I'm thinking there may be an angry head. So we do have that other Spock head. It really looks so good. It really does. I mean, the likeness is stunning. But I find that with HIYA, the likenesses are usually pretty decent. It's usually the paint job that's not the greatest. So let's see, is that it's a quizzically looking Spock. So we do have the three heads, but there doesn't seem to be that much difference between the heads compared to Kirk. Still, it's good that they're here. So as I said, we're doing that very quickly now, because I mean we've seen what they are looking like, and they are literally the same basic figures, except of course the characters are different. So I'm just trying to organize the table because we do have one last figure in this slide so far, and it is McCoy. So McCoy, of course, has his photos on the back. We're going to get this out. So basically it comes with sets of hands. There is a hypo spray, that's a medical scanner. It's got his shoulder strap tricorder. He's got also a flask of alcohol, communicator, and a phaser. So here we go this way. We're not going to spend 3 hours doing this, and we're going to discover what he's like under his little hood. And once again, he looks really good. I find that the likeness is not as good, maybe, but then again, it depends on some actors don't really have the greatest I would say the greatest face, but there are some actors whose faces don't actually translate very well into toy form. It still looks really cool. I do like him. I think it does look like Carl Urban, but it's not as precise as the other one. One interesting thing that I noticed is that unlike Spock and McCoy, he doesn't have a belt, which is actually interesting, because I would have expected him to have a belt. So did they forget to put the belt, or is it because he's got the satchel? I don't know, but it's interesting that he doesn't have it. Just showing you again a bit more, and as I said, it does have that. I think basically the bodies are slightly too bulky and the hands are a bit too big compared to the head, but it still looks pretty decent. And we're going to check the extra heads to see what he looks like on those two other heads. A smiley head, which is actually pretty good. I think it works probably better than the default head. And we do have the other. So is it going to be an angry head? Is it going to be I don't know, we're going to see very quickly. No, it looks a bit puzzled again. So it's interesting. I mean, I would have thought that they would have done heads that would have been very different one from another, instead of having very similar heads for all in all cases. But we're going to just check, because as he doesn't have his, I just wanted to check what he looks like with his tricorder or medical pouch on his slung over his shoulder. And here you go. So he does have this little medical pouch. I don't think you can put anything in it, or can you? It's got a flap, but is it? Yes, actually it's got a flap and you can open it, and it's actually looks like it's a magnet that's inside holding it. So it does come with a little opening, and you can actually, probably it's just to secure the hypo sprays that are also included. But I'm not going to take those out because I'm going to lose them. So, but here we go. So that's the first three that are out currently. I do like the fact that I maybe put it the wrong way around. Let's put it that way, and that will look a bit better. And of course I've lost it. I know, I keep doing that. So here we go. That's a lot better now. Yeah, it does sit a lot better on his shoulder. So here we go. So we do have the three figures for the moment. So we do have McCoy, we do have Spock, and we do have Captain Kirk. And those are the first three in the line. I think it's a good line. They feel a bit. Are they worth the price that they're asking? I think those are $80 or something like that. Is it worth it? I'm not sure, but I do feel the same about the Mesco 112 figures. I do think they are a bit expensive for what they are, but they're definitely very cool, except for that hunch issue on that shoulder here. But I'm sure that I can manage to do it, make it look a bit better, because the other ones are fine. So it's just the way the cloth is bunched up, I suppose. So, but anyway, those are out right now. There should be another one. I think the next one is a Sulu, and I don't know if they're going to do more than those four. And they're out. I think they're starting to arrive in shop. I mean, I received those directly from HIYA. So it makes sense that I get them maybe before some of the retailers because I pre-ordered them a long time ago. But they're pretty decent. Do I like those better than the 3.75 inch figures? I'm not sure, because I really like those 3.75 inch figures as well. Anyway, I will speak to you again soon. Bye.